Good morning, gorgeous. And remember, when I say that, I'm really talking to myself. I do send myself notes all the time that say, hey, beautiful, hey, gorgeous. And one of them is to stop what you're doing and love yourself with water. I do have a problem getting my water in, and I noticed my bones starting to hurt, my muscles starting to hurt. So I actually keep a measuring cup around, and that way I can get my 8 ounces in. So about 4 times a day I send a reminder to my phone that says, hey, gorgeous, stop whatever you're doing and love yourself with water. And it works. I've had apps before and that kind of thing, but it really means stop whatever you're doing and love yourself with water. Another thing that I realized is that I didn't know I did a fairly good job of living a healthy lifestyle until somebody moves in or stays with me for a few days, and then they're like, you do this, you do that. So I want to share some of those things that help you stay sharp and help you stay lovely. So one of the very first things that I noticed as I got a little older was that my memory was going. So I had to do some research to figure out what I could do to help prevent that. And one of the things that I noticed is that my memory was starting to go. And I'm just kidding. Okay, so anyway, I went to research and I started drinking coffee, Headstrong coffee. Now, there's a book, it's Headstrong, absolutely a great book. I love audible.com. I highly recommend it. I put it on high speed if I need to get through just gobs of information because I am not a fast reader, and reading also makes me fall asleep really quickly if I need to take a nap. So, I found out about Headstrong coffee, and this has clarified ghee butter in it, and it has to be blended for 30 seconds, and because it makes the bubbles, you can research it. I'm not going to know enough about it, but you can research it, and the bubbles in it supposedly after it's blended, and I do have one of those shark blenders, which means business, by the way, and I do the coffee. And also intermittent fasting has become a very big thing, and it is also important. I think there's some really great science behind intermittent fasting, and my friend Bonnie Harris turned me on to it. And I think that if you have the coffee with the butter in it in the mornings, you can get a little farther, which means you fasted from the night before all the way through till nearly lunch. And there's some really strong evidence, and you can find all that in that book. Another thing that I put in that coffee, other than it is kind of candy coffee, I'll admit, because I do have creamer in it, but this is called Better Stevia. If you don't use stevia, or if you haven't been introduced to it, I really highly recommend you do. Please get away from the artificial sweeteners and the sugar. So this is stevia, and all natural. You can get it at any health food store. Maybe you can even get it, I know you can get it at Publix and most, probably Walmart even, but I order it, large things of it. You can cook with it. It is extremely sweet. So you start with a drop, you check it out, you start with a drop and you check it out. So it has gotten me away from a lot of sugar and I still love my tea too. I'm from the South, and we love our sweet tea. So another thing that I did to help me with my brain, every day I have 6 to 8 raw almonds, and that's because the essential oils are in the almonds that will help us with our memory as well. So keep these beside. I'm sorry, roasted won't work. So keep these beside. They also stay a lot fresher if they're in the refrigerator. So I keep them right beside my vitamins, so that as I take my vitamins, I can take about 6 or 8 of these guys. And then the last tip that I want to share with you today is salmon and broccoli. And I've started having that at least once a week. It is pretty much my meat now. I really don't eat meat much anymore. But the salmon, it has essential oils that we need. I don't think that your tilapia, and I know it's good. Well, it's actually kind of plain, but I know it's supposedly you think you're doing well, but tilapia is kind of useless, kind of like lettuce is. So the darker green the vegetable, the richer color the vegetable, the better it is for you. So broccoli, grilled asparagus with some, I love it with feta cheese and balsamic vinegar. So, and I'll squeeze some lemon on top of that and some of this clarified butter on top of that beautiful piece of salmon. You can get some Greek seasonings. That's what I would recommend. The Greek seasonings are wonderful. And sometimes these salmon that are frozen in the packs, they're not very good. So if you go ahead and take them out of the packs, When you get them, put your Greek seasoning in, and then put them back in the freezer. When you take them out to thaw them, you will have really nicely marinated. And I actually wash most of the seasoning off because it's very salty. And I love salt, but I don't need salt. I have a lot of problems with swelling in my ankles because I am a hairstylist. So those are my tips today for some healthy living, and I hope you have a fabulous day.